Welcome. I just kind of want to give a little bit of a tour or a walkthrough of the course. One of the things that's helpful is just kind of, I think, to sort of have somebody show you where things are and be able to make a couple comments on them. So I'm going to start off by just sharing my screen. And I suppose I probably should have actually had Canvas open before I did this, but it'll take a couple seconds. You kind of see how you get in. I always go to my Canvas and you have dashboard. You have all your courses. And sort of public relations, I kind of have an image of people kind of strategizing. I thought this kind of happens with that. The course tour will be right in here. Once I add it, I have a course introduction video. Course overview is just kind of from the syllabus, some key information that you probably already looked at. It just has like grading scale, course outcomes, things like that. Course syllabus. Two things I want to note on this is one is this is the course syllabus. I would highly recommend you print this off. It has all the information on points, learning outcomes, deadlines, things like that. It has like kind of a little bit of a write-up on what everything is, has a grading scale. And then down here, it has a checklist. And so this checklist, if you print it off, you can check things off. It'll say like watch video 2 over module 2, review module 2, learning outcome and checklist, read chapter 1, watch lecture on chapter 1, complete chapter quiz over chapter 1, et cetera, et cetera. Now, the only thing is this schedule in here, this checklist, I am in the middle of updating this for Canvas and kind of converting this class to online. So some of this is not completely up to date. I think I talked a little bit about that in my introduction. So I just kind of want to give you a heads up that I will re-release the syllabus with that information updated, and please kind of plan for that. So you can kind of go through module 1. All these things will be due at the end of this on February 15th. So you don't have to do stuff early, but if you don't do things a few days early, you're not going to get everything done on time. So don't wait till the last minute to do it. It won't probably work for you. Then you'll have assignments for module 3 and module 4, and then the due dates when everything is due. All right. You can come back up to the modules here. There's a little thing, the syllabus. Oh, the other thing I was going to know about the syllabus is if you go down to the bottom of the syllabus, which it has this here, and I don't know if it'll actually have anything. Oh, wait, sorry, wrong one. If you click course syllabus over here on the left-hand side, it'll have that same syllabus as you have there. Actually, I think this is one that I had not updated. But then at the bottom, as I add due dates, they'll show up here at the bottom. And right now, I'm showing you a version that is mine that has stuff that's not been assigned and doesn't have any due dates on it. But if I click here, so that the page appears as you would see it, when you get down to the bottom of the syllabus, you come down here and everything, I've only have 2 things assigned so far, the module 1 exam and the welcome self-introductions. And those are both due by Tuesday, January 9th at 11:59 p.m. So that kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of what this, some of the things that are due. And this will continue to have deadlines all the way down. So if your schedule here is good, you also have it there. And it will also allow it to show up over in the calendar, which the calendar will show you all your classes' due dates. So those are all 3 things I would kind of pay attention to get due dates. The course syllabus is ideal, but the due dates that are set for the course will be on the syllabus on the left-hand side, and they'll also show up on your course calendar. If you click that, it'll show them over here as well. So, okay. Let's see. Come back here to the main page. Oh. So going on down the page, showing you other things that you might want to take note of. The course schedule will be that exact same thing that's on the syllabus, but it'll be just the schedule or the course checklist. If you click here, it will also give you a list of all learning outcomes for the course. Those will also be linked in each module. So, those are good things to print out. If you're going to print anything, I would definitely print those out. About your instructor, I have, that's me without a beard. And there's just a little bit of information about me, and I give a little bit of an introduction in that video there. You'll also find in that about your instructor has my office hours and cell phone and other things, which are also listed on the syllabus. If you come on down to computer requirements, that just gives kind of privacy and accessibility statements. These give kind of basic skills you need. And this next steps just says, go to module 1. As far as module 1 goes, I'm going to throw this video I'm making in actually, I'm going to throw that one in up here, but I'm going to make another video introducing module 1. It's going to go in there. If you click on the modules 1 checklist, this will give you kind of what you're going to learn in that module, and then give a step-by-step what you need to do. So if you print that off, you can kind of check them off. But down here, that checklist and the learning outcomes, which are up here, are on one master list for the whole semester. Once again, I need to update that as we move along, add some assignment names. That should be available within a week, and I'll send an email when it's completed. But I would definitely make and print a copy of that. Okay. Let's see. Everything in module 1 is due on Tuesday, January 19th. All the deadlines in this class will be at midnight on Mondays, but because Mondays this semester are, because this first Monday is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, it's a holiday. I don't have any deadlines on a day. I want you to be able to observe the day. And so this one will be due on Tuesday, but then after that, everything will be due on a Monday. Module 2 will give you about 4 weeks, and there'll be about 4 chapters we're going to go over. And then module 2 has 2 chapters we're going to go over. I'm going to give you 3 weeks plus spring break, but that module, I'm going to have you do a few writing assignments. And so I'm giving you a little bit more time for that one. So you'll have 3 weeks, but now then spring break will be the last week. So technically, if you wanted to, you might want to get everything done before you go on spring break, if you're planning on taking a spring break or going somewhere. But if you're not, that's fine. You can work over spring break. There's nothing to stop that. I might not, respond as quickly, but I probably will. But then everything's going to be due the Monday after. So just kind of as a heads up, if you go on spring break and you forget about it, and you have a lot to do on that Monday when you get back, it's going to be not much fun. So I would recommend getting a lot of it done before. And of course, you can always get things done before the deadlines. Every module, everything within it is due by the deadline. So please make sure to do that. Now, you'll find in every module, I'll usually have an intro. I'll have the checklist. In the first module, you're going to have self-introductions and the Mod 1 exam. The Mod 1 exam, I'll talk about this in that first video. The only thing I want to make note of here is as we go along, and this is module 2, this is not fully, when you actually are able to see this, you can't see this right now, module 2, but when you are able to, you'll see a lot more links than just this. But what you'll see is this thing that says Enhanced Ebook Chapter 1. If you click on that, that will automatically take you, it's the same as this paper copy, hopefully most of you purchase. But if you have this, if you turn in it to the very first page, there's like a little card that can actually tear out. And on that page, it has a little code. And that code here is what you need in order to access the online material. When you get there, when you click that link, it'll come in, it'll ask you to register an account and to use that code in order to view this material. Until you enter that code, you won't be able to see anything when you click that link. Some of the material we're going to use in this class will need that code in order to access them. It's not everything, but a lot of stuff will. And the reason why I do that is I think it's nice to integrate it, as well as it allows me a few more options. If you didn't have the code, these links just won't work. It might cause a problem for a few quizzes along the way. And so I would recommend you get it. If you bought the book from the bookstore, you should have those codes. As far as it goes, as you go through, this is just kind of the textbook. And so, you read it and then you can click to the next page, etc. One thing that's kind of nice about the online textbook, and you can also go to Oxford and get into the course there, is you have this little read aloud thing here. You can click it. I don't know if you can hear that, but it will actually read the book to you. And so one nice thing for me is when I'm sometimes reading the book, I like to be able to listen along. It helps me to kind of connect and hear it while I'm reading it. Something that helps me just to focus a little bit better. That's one thing that they say about universal design is kind of, you know, these things are designed for people who maybe have, you know, vision issues and they can't actually read the book physically because they're blind or have, you know, have diminished eyesight and unable to. But what you find is there are people like myself who really get a lot from hearing it while I'm reading it. And that really helps me. And so I think a lot of us can benefit from that. That's just one of these little things I think is nice to have and access to. Okay. I don't think there's anything else. All these will be filled out. The final exam will be on here. Quizzes and exams will be on there. Whenever you click an exam, it will give an instructions on it. For example, the module 1 exam, there's no time limit on it. It kind of gives you some instructions. You can click on that and do it before you hit to start it. If I come back in here, so it looks like what you would see this, and until you hit take quiz, it wouldn't be a problem. Now, if there's a time limit listed here, once you start the quiz, once you hit that time limit, the time limit will begin and you have to finish it within that time limit. So you can at least read the instructions before then, but that's another thing to keep in mind. Okay. I think that's just a kind of a quick walk through the course. If you have any questions, let me know.